If you've been following along and have never joined a design boot camp, I'm going to encourage you to sign up. It's 5 hours of workshops and we have live versions going on often so you can come and ask questions. Go to www.designsweetcourses.com/designbootcamp. If you have been struggling to get sales from your design work or understanding what you really need to do to make money, I have the workshop for you. On September 23rd, I'm hosting my first ever Profitable Designer Workshop. This 1-day, 3-hour workshop is only $97, but I have a discount for all my podcast listeners. Go to carinagardnercourses.com/profit and put in the code podcast for $50 off. I can't wait to see you more profitable. Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. Hey guys, I am so excited because today I have Megan Summrell on. She is part of one of my masterminds. She is a brilliant organizer. She has an amazing system called the Top Planner, and I'm going to let her introduce herself because she really has some amazing things. We creatives, we kind of get a little bit crazy. We like some of the chaos. We like the spontaneity. But what I really like about Megan's system, which by the way, I use, is that it really helps you get creative in the ways you need to. So I'm going to let Megan introduce herself.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. I stalk everything you do. I aspire to be as creative as you are. It was funny trying to come up with what do I call what I do? Very, very challenging. So when people hear organizing, they instantly think like hoarders and I'm going in, but I really like to call it a time management coach, because where my zone of genius is really coming in and helping people learn better systems to manage their time, their calendar, along with the hashtag 8,000, all the things that we're all trying to do. So my background, I did not go to school to become a person that teaches time management. I was a math major and I ended up spending over 20 years of my career in the software space. The last large chunk of it, I served as what's called a software quality architect, where basically I would go into large software companies and help them come in and redefine all their systems and processes of how they built and developed and released their software to make sure that it was done better, faster, cheaper. And I like to tell people I actually got paid to tell people this is wrong, which was who knew that could even be something that you could do. But as part of that, I took all the courses in productivity and time management, Lean Six Sigma certified, all these kind of geeky things that are all essentially around saying, you've got all this stuff, you've got this much time, all these things, limited resources. What is the best way for us to figure out how to make sure that the most important stuff is getting done, which is really what time management is all about.
Oh my gosh. I love that you call it time management. In my head, I think of it as organizing, but the moment you said time management, I was like, that is literally what you do. Because, okay, so if you guys are on my YouTube channel, I'm just going to show you guys. So I have the pink version of her Top Planner. It's it's so nice. And she'll have lots of different versions out. So you can go check it out and I'll give you guys the link, but she has a weekly planning schedule, which I really, really like. Will you talk to them about kind of what you recommend?
Yeah. So my biggest, at the heart of everything that I teach with a planning system is the importance of the weekly planning instead of the daily planning. And I know that goes against a lot of what the productivity coaches and experts out there teach. But what I find fascinating is when you go look at who sets up the bulk of the daily planning systems, they're men. And they typically aren't juggling as much as women and moms are. But here is where, and I used the Franklin Covey daily planning system for years, till finally one day, it was Friday and I was in my office, I'm starting my day and I'm doing what I've been doing for years, which was going back to Thursday and then rewriting everything that didn't get done on Thursday onto Friday's list.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
literally what I do. I used to do before I did your system. That's literally what I used to do.
And I can remember I was sitting there at my desk. I always went into work early. The office was quiet. And it just hit me. I'm like, I wonder how many hours of my life in the last 20 years I have spent rewriting the same tasks like 12 times before they finally either got deleted or didn't get done. And that kind of just mold in the back of my brain for a while. And I was like, well, why is this happening? And at the same time, I was working on a new system for a software company. And my sister and I were chatting about this some. I was like, the problem is with this daily planning, you sit down and when you're starting your day asking, what am I going to do today? It's too late because now you're already in reactive mode because you're going to respond to what's popping up in your head right now. I got to do this, 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 this. It's what's front of mind. And then whether you realize it or not, you're limiting your thoughts around this next like 18-hour window or however long you're in go mode, which means those bigger projects, especially with creatives. I mean, how many projects can you actually like as a 30-minute project, right? A lot of times you need days, hours, maybe weeks. So you instantly go, oh, well, that's going to take 10 hours. I can't do that today. So we don't even take the first step. So first, we're completely unrealistic. Second, we're just reacting. And then third, we're never getting started on those big things because we're just thinking about the silo of today. So then at the end of the day, we go to bed and we look at all the stuff that didn't get done and we feel like failures. When there was literally no way in God's green earth you were going to get it all done. Anyway, you would have needed a 48-hour day. So when you make this shift to weekly planning, and weekly planning doesn't mean you're using a weekly planner, but then doing your daily planning. It truly means that you sit down. I like to do mine Sunday. There's no wrong day to do it, but you're mapping out the next 7 days. And you're looking at, first, you got to plug in all your commitments and time constraints. What meetings, what appointments, when are you driving kids? When are you unavailable? When are you cooking dinner? Like truly block out all the time. You can't be hitting your tasks. Now you're looking at, okay, realistically, here's what I've got to work with. Now let me intentionally start mapping out when I'm going to be working on the tasks that are on my list. So now when you wake up, you start your day telling the day, here's what I'm doing today, instead of, I wonder what I'm going to get done today. It's a beautiful shift.
It is. And I was going to say, it is a mind shift because when I started using your system and I saw the blocks I had left, I was like, oh, I would have given myself like 5 humongous things that day. And no wonder I felt like a failure and I couldn't get it done. When you guys, honestly, like I am someone I have lots of confidence. I was like, I get done so much stuff in a day. Like I've designed a village and I've designed like literally I've designed like a whole like a main fabric line and I've cut out 5 cards. And I'm like, why couldn't I finish 10 more of those types of things today? And it's like, Carina, you had to drive kids for 2 hours and you had to make dinner. And, you know, that night you had soccer games. And so I really like it truly opened my eyes to the amount of time I had, but also the other thing I love, you talk about time blocking. Will you tell everybody about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, time blocking's been around forever. I think I was taught time blocking in my early 20s. The concept behind it is just intentionally blocking off a chunk of time where you are either working on a preset task or you are reserving it for a specific role that maybe you play. So like if you run multiple businesses, you may have a time block for business A and a time block for business B, or it could be more of a task-based one. And so the way I use the phrase structure creates freedom all the time. It's inside the planner. And every time I say it to a group of creatives, they cringe because they're like, structure, no, like, no. But once they understand what I'm talking about, it's not saying every single day at 9 a.m., this is what you will do. It's not saying every Monday has to look the same. What it's doing is it's allowing you to put very intentional thoughts around how to group activities and assign them a block of time that you're going to work on it. So, I mean, I even have time blocks where I'm just being mom. nothing, like I like to call that my busy being busy time, like that window of after school to dinner. I don't really know what the hell is going on. I mean, we're doing a lot of things. I'm momming.
Nobody knows what's happening during
it's like the Bermuda Triangle of time, right? Maybe there's homework, maybe there's this, maybe there's, I don't know, but I'm not intentionally pretending that I'm going to get stuff done on my task list. That's just a mom time block versus today I have a 2.5 hour podcast time block. I'm working on mine. I'm interviewing others. And so it allows me on Monday not to get stressed out about going, oh God, do I need to get a podcast? No, I've got a block of time on Friday for that. So that anxiety can go away and I'm just going to know I'm handling that on Friday.
Okay, guys, I'm speaking very directly to my Design Suite members. You guys know who you are. And for any of you other creatives out there who know what I'm all about, you guys, this system actually makes you excited for your day. It is kind of crazy to me, but like when I lay out my week and I know I've laid out Tuesday and Thursday and Friday for creative things, when I wake up that morning and I go, oh my gosh, I have a 3-hour block of time and all I'm going to be doing is watercolors and getting them into SVG format. Do you know how excited I am for that day? I'm like, I hustle the kids off to school. I sit down, I pull out my stuff and I'm like ready to go. It feels awesome. Or if I know I'm sewing a new quilt to that day, I've designed the pattern and I know that I've got a 5-hour block to sew a quilt. It gets you, it feels like the opposite of structure. It feels like, oh my gosh,
freedom.
It feels like freedom, you guys.
Because then on that Monday, when you're like, oh, God, am I ever going to be able to create again? Yes. Tomorrow, I have 3 whole hours for that. And so you can just, for me, it helps me. We were talking about this earlier today. It's what helps me be fully present in all the different roles and facets of my life. Because I'm not stressing out, wondering, when am I going to be able to do this? Will there be enough time for that? Will I ever get to watercolor again or whatever? It minimizes all of that for me and allows me to enjoy the moment that I'm in.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much. You guys, especially my members, and know you guys are listening, also the Ink Club members. If you're listening to this, go check out Megan's program. I'm going to give you guys the links in the YouTube description and on the podcast, so you can go check it out. Her system's called the Top Planner System. She also has an amazing core system. She does boot camps. Go check that out. For those of you who go through my boot camp, this is an amazing boot camp. And I'm so excited for you guys to find out more about her. So, Megan, any last words of advice to creatives?
Let's see. I will say, even if it sounds foreign to you, and even if it feels awkward, commit to giving it a try for just 2 weeks. And I guarantee you will have a lot of aha moments along the way.
Love it. Okay. Thanks so much, Megan. And we'll see you guys all later. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.